On the pages today, why your receipt is just as valuable as the goods you buy. Rural women are empowering themselves through agriculture, and scientific research is on the edge of a medical breakthrough. I'm Audrey Williams. I'm so happy you kept our daily appointment. It's a gender equal program we've got lined up for you today. After a brief but illuminating message from the young, Samantha Allen joins us with the news of the day. Please stick around.
A message from the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Dispute Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
Good day, I'm Samantha Allen and this is your GIS News for Thursday, March 13. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says Jamaica will continue to engage with its Latin American partners for mutually beneficial development support. While speaking with GIS News in St. Vincent and the Grenadines this week, Mrs. Simpson Miller said the recently concluded summit of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States was important to that process.
It's a very important meeting. Discussed a number of issues that can impact our region and certainly impact Jamaica.
The Prime Minister was in St. Vincent for the 25th intersessional meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM.
All the issues on the agenda, they were of critical importance to our region and to our people. And I am into being involved in any discussion that can impact the lives of our people in a positive way.
Among other things, the CARICOM heads discussed the use of marijuana for health purposes, climate change, regional economic issues, and information and communications technology. The Ministries of Education and Science, Technology, Energy and Mining on Tuesday sealed a deal which will ensure that 37 learning institutions are equipped with tablet computers for the upcoming academic year. The two ministers signed the contracts totaling $800 million with 4 technology solutions companies for the Tablets in Schools pilot project.
These suppliers represent a range of solutions, including devices, accessories, device management solutions, and services such as tracking and content control.
One of the things that the government which we serve is adamant that we must have and cannot be postponed is the opportunity for a world-class education.
The one-year pilot project will be administered in 13 primary schools, 6 all-age and junior high schools, 11 high schools, 6 infant departments, 1 teachers' college and 1 special education institution. Following a review of the pilot, the $1.4 billion Tablets in Schools project will be rolled out across the island, targeting 600,000 students and teachers. Meanwhile, information and communications technology ICT systems valued at over $4.6 million have been bought for several parish councils. The project is being implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund and is financed by the World Bank and the Government of Jamaica. Desktop computers and related equipment and software will be installed at the St. Catherine, St. James, Clarendon and the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Councils. Local Government and Community Development Minister Noel R. Scott says this is important to the modernization and reform process at local authorities and will improve the developmental approvals process using the Amanda software.
This advanced technology is designed to speed up the application process. But not only to speed up the process, but also to make it transparent. So applicants can know at the click of a mouse where in the system the application is.
Work under the project will be completed in about 2 months. As government continues to leverage private sector skills and resources as a catalyst for economic growth, the Development Bank of Jamaica, the DBJ, has pledged its support for the effort. DBJ Chairman Joseph Matalon says the bank is committed to ensuring that the current public-private sector partnership program is undertaken in a sustainable manner.
Projects will take time to be properly developed as we ensure that proper checks and balances are in place to avoid the risks of fiscal exposure and to ensure that viable investment opportunities are pursued.
Mr. Matalon was speaking during the first ever PPP conference put on by the DBJ, the British High Commission and UK Trade and Invest. He said the DBJ had been carrying out a targeted sensitization campaign since December 2013 at some ministries, departments and agencies of government in a bid to identify suitable areas for public-private partnerships. Training and capacity building sessions have also been ongoing with an even larger program planned for April 2014. And finally, Jamaican females are being encouraged to draw on their own strengths and be courageous about the responsibility and potential of leadership. The call came from the Scotiabank Group's president and CEO, Jacqueline Sharp, as she gave the keynote address during an International Women's Day conference and expo held on the Uemuna campus.
Work at removing any self-imposed barriers. Have confidence in your abilities. Have courage to go into uncharted waters. Grow your capabilities and create and pursue your vision. Let us be inspired by those of us who have demonstrated that we can give effective leadership in all spheres for the growth and development of Jamaica's society.
The Scotiabank president and CEO used the occasion to hand over a check worth $100,000 to the Women's Resource and Outreach Center's Homework Center. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Samantha Allen. Thanks for watching.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
For centuries, women have extended themselves to just about every career and have mastered them. In our next feature, the love for agriculture has enabled one group of women to not only support their families, but also contribute to the food chain.
For many years, Jamaica successfully exported tons of bananas to the European market, under a special agreement which allowed Jamaican producers to sell at preferential prices. However, in 2008, the European Union changed the terms under which Caribbean-produced bananas entered the EU market. This, in large measure, led to a significant decline in the sector, particularly in St. Thomas, one of the 3 poorest parishes in Jamaica. To help mitigate the effects of the declining industry in areas like St. Thomas, the European Union Banana Support Program was developed to promote sustainable development. One initiative under the program that has provided this kind of support is the European Union Christian Aid Strengthening Capacities for Sustainable Livelihoods project, being implemented by the Women's Resource and Outreach Center, ROC. ROC has worked with 300 ex-banana farmers in the Johnson Mountain, Springbank, Trinityville, Mount Vernon and Somerset communities in St. Thomas.
And it was determined that they needed assistance to develop livelihoods which would be sustainable.
This included cash crop, poultry and livestock production, activities that could regenerate themselves over time. Beneficiaries therefore received chickens, goats, pigs, seeds, and farming inputs to begin or upgrade their small farms. Still, farmers in the various communities face many challenges that can serve to make or break their chances in the field. Disaster management, predial larceny, marketing, and access to land and credit are some of the main areas of concern. However, in addition to these issues, women farmers are affected by other realities. Some of them under the European Union Christian Aid Strengthening Capacities Project now share their successes and challenges.
I have always loved the land. I always loved to plant. You see, and I always say when, given the opportunity and health-wise, if I can manage, when, I would farm.
Once you like the thing, you will do the thing. So, with the pigs now, me like pig, so that's not a problem, only sometimes for wash it pen.
In daylight, first thing I get up and wash my teeth, wash my face, it's turn to the cub.
Women have been digging into the field of agriculture for quite a long time and make a tremendous contribution to food and agricultural production. They also play a crucial role in determining and guaranteeing food security and the well-being of the entire household. And, as with many other occupations, rural women have been managing to surmount the odds by doing the best they can and building their independence.
Normally, while working, I find that maybe what I would make in a month, then I can make it in a week in farming.
I never have any current for myself, and I could sort out myself and string my house, paying my bills also.
All of these women have been reaping the fruit of their labor under the European Union Christian Aid Sustainable Livelihoods Project, implemented by ROC. Some in cash crop farming, and others through livestock and poultry. As former employees in the declining banana industry, the women farmers maintain that running their own agricultural business is more gratifying.
Right, better than go to Eastern, because at morning time I used to get up 3:30, and by time 15 minutes to 5. I have to reach home by buses all to catch a bus. And some of the time when 10 o'clock at night time, I don't reach here yet.
Yes, the banana was tough, hard work, because you had to put the thing on your head, and that was hard.
Running their own cash crop and livestock farms certainly represents a breakthrough, but it doesn't mean that they don't face tremendous obstacles. Indeed, farming is usually tough work for men, but women in cash crop agriculture face unique issues, particularly in land preparation.
The reality is that there's some physical work that women are not necessarily able to do, and so we're providing them with a little bit of funding to help with that.
Preparing the land, though, is only part of the challenge that women in agriculture face. Many women do not own their farmland, making access to credit a significant challenge. But even outside of those issues, they all seem to struggle with juggling domestic responsibilities, childcare, and work, especially in female-headed households in rural areas. In spite of the odds, though, women farmers in this ROC-implemented European Union Christian Aid project have been plowing ahead. Their hope is fertilized by their unique knowledge of how hard labor can give birth to new possibilities.
You have to be determined, and I find that being my own boss is excellent.
March 15. March 15. March 15.
Employers, employees, and self-employed persons, take note. March 15, 2014 is the deadline to file your income tax returns for 2013-2014. Visit your local tax office or get 24-hour access by registering online at jamaicatax-online.gov.jm. Remember to use the correct form. Self-employed persons or persons with other sources of income should use the IT-01 form. Individuals whose only income is taxed at source, for example PAYE or withholding tax, should use the IT-05 form, and those filing on behalf of companies should use the IT-02 form. For more information, contact Tax Administration Jamaica's Customer Care Center at 1-888-TAX-HELP. That's 1-888-829-4357.
With over 80 medicinal plants grown in Jamaica, the government has pledged to give support to research and the development of products made from these plants. The guinea hen weed is among them, and we highlight Dr. Lawrence Williams' passion for scientific research and the breakthrough he's working towards.
Research scientists, the answer to the equation of product development. Vital to our everyday lives, they leave their mark in various fields, be it medicine, food, pesticides, or cosmetics. Meet Dr. Lawrence Williams, a scientist who has devoted his life to research, a Jamaican who serves as an example of the scientific brain the island has to offer.
When I finished my Bachelor of Science degree at the University of West Indies, I decided to do natural product pesticide research with Professor Ajay Mansingh. And from there, it got deeper and deeper. I then developed a liking for pesticide research and medicinal drug development. And that's where now I'm getting most of the success in my research.
Accredited to his many research successes is the International Patent Award he received for a compound isolated from the guinea hen weed. This plant is widely grown in Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean, as well as areas of Central and South America and Africa. The protein compound dibenzyl trisulfide found in the guinea hen weed has the potential to cure cancer, one of the leading causes of deaths globally.
DTS, as I call it, is a very unique anti-cancer molecule in that it not only goes for one type of cancer cell, it goes for at least 12 types of cancer cell in the joint research programs that are going on the trisulfide.
Among these cancers are those of the brain, bladder, breast, skin, fibrous and small cell lung cancer. Dr. Williams' research took him to Germany, where he partnered with other professors. They have so far linked the anti-cancer action of dibenzyl trisulfide to the molecule's ability to disrupt the cytoskeleton framework of two types of cells, actin and microtubules. Basically, normal cells in a cancer-free body do not divide, but when cancer is present, the microtubule cells divide rapidly. This research suggests that the anti-cancer compound in the guinea hen weed can fight that process and eventually kill the cancerous cells. The success of this research could mean a replacement of many cancer drugs that have toxic side effects. So what's next?
We have done a lot of what we call test tube research. Now, our next step would be clinical trials. And then we hope that we could have a compound on the market to treat cancer.
Dr. Williams' research could change the face of medicine, and the scientific breakthrough would mean good news for Jamaica, given its ability to contribute to health and foreign exchange earnings.
Can you imagine getting the cure for cancer? In the United States of America, the treatment for breast cancer alone value over $40 billion US. And if this is a cure for cancer, you can imagine all of that money coming to Jamaica. That's super.
The guinea hen weed is widely used in tropical, herbal and veterinary medicine, and also as a fungicide and pesticide. The Scientific Research Council, SRC, one of the island's chief supporters of scientific research and development, is also looking at other Jamaican plants for the antioxidant property, which is recognized as an agent for treating degenerative diseases.
So research is very crucial for the development of Jamaica as it relates to its plants and other natural products. Marine environment is another broad area of research. And I don't think that the university is putting enough into marine research. I think we should have maybe 4 or 5 researchers in marine science.
For his part, Dr. Williams is also researching treatment options for cattle ticks, the development of pesticides, and screening Jamaican plants for ACE inhibitory activity, a compound used to normalize high blood pressure. He has received several awards from the Biographical Institute in the United States and the United Kingdom, and got the first Young Scientist Award in Jamaica, the Caribbean Academia of Science Award, and the Silver Musgrave Awards for Scientific Research. A mentor to young scientists, Dr. Williams strongly believes that acquiring their PhD and doing postdoctorate research will build confidence in their ability to carry out more advanced research.
When you're well trained as a scientist, you can have a broad command of various fields.
So with new technology and discoveries emerging every day, this will lead to exciting opportunities for research scientists.
Finger-licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bami, will run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. So let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
We've seen it many times. Someone buys an item and either throws away the receipt or simply walks away and leaves it. As consumers, we need to know that our receipts are just as valuable as the items we buy, especially if the products are found to be faulty. Samantha Allen tells us more about the value of receipts.
Serve. Be a pound of flour and a tin of mackerel there. How much that? 120. 120. Respect.
Yeah, my general, see I left a receipt.
John knows them thing there?
Yeah, man.
So, for this. Respect.
The law is clear. Without a receipt, there is no proof of purchase. It doesn't matter the situation or the type of item purchased. A receipt guarantees compensation in the event something goes wrong with your purchase. The Consumer Protection Act, the CPA, speaks specifically to this, the use of receipts during transactions being a duty of the vendor and the consumer. Section 20 of the Act stipulates that the receipt is your legal proof of purchase to be used in arranging a refund where needed.
Shop around, check the products thoroughly before you pay over. Ensure after you've paid that you receive a receipt.
Yes, comparative shopping cannot be overemphasized, especially in tight economic times. Customers have to ensure the quality of the product before hard-earned money is handed over. Otherwise, in some cases, you might as well be flushing those dollars down the drain. And if there is a defect, the justice system or the Consumer Affairs Commission may not be able to help you get assistance of any sort if you do not have a receipt.
We admonish consumers to ensure at all times that you have a footing to stand on if something goes wrong. And that is why we encourage you to get a receipt once you have done any business.
But within the Jamaican shopping context, with street-side deals, corner shops, and other instances of informal selling, the use of a receipt is often abandoned. In those cases, the CAC warns the consumer is pretty much not covered, legally speaking, that is. But there are ways to resolve this.
In cases where a receipt is not available, take your receipt book with you and have the vendor sign the receipt book as a way to protect yourself.
Would you like a receipt?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Wrong move, says the authorities. According to CAC surveys, motorists often opt not to accept or request a receipt because the process is time-consuming. But motorists are implored to request receipts for petrol purchases to facilitate easy resolution if a discrepancy occurs, such as being overcharged.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Total.
Good afternoon. May I get 2090? And may I have a receipt, please?
2019 and a receipt? Sure, no problem.
Here are the legal guidelines that constitute a valid receipt.
And that receipt should bear the name of the provider, the date on which the transaction took place, what was purchased or what service was used, the cost, and the cost attached.
The receipt could also show the vendor's contact information and description of the product, that is, the goods or services being sold. The price can either be written out or printed in numerals. Both are sometimes used in order to avoid ambiguity. And vendors, to protect your business in the event a dispute arises, keep a copy of all receipts and sign receipts if they do not bear the logo of your organization. The receipt can be valid for up to 6 years. So, to get justice in the event of a transaction gone wrong, the next time you pay for goods or services, collect your receipt.
Colon cancer is very common in Jamaica in terms of cancers. We do know that it's the third most common cause of cancer-related death. So in males behind lung and prostate, in females behind breast and cervix. It accounts for maybe between 13 to 18 new cases per 100,000 per year in Kingston, and it may be even higher if you consider the entire island. The prognosis for colon cancer is very good, even though the numbers are very high. But the prognosis is good if you pick up the disease very early. So the earlier you detect colon cancer is the more likely you are to survive the condition. And that's why screening is important. Screening has been shown to reduce the incidence of death and complications from colon cancer. And we can use screening to actually prevent the development of cancer and treat. Stage 4 disease, however, if it's very late and has spread outside, only a very low survival figures, as low as 20% would still be surviving by 5 years. So you do really need to pick up the condition very early, and that would be the best chance to improve your survival.
As we close our show for today, we leave you with this quote from leadership and change expert Sheila Murray Bethel. One of the most courageous things you can do is identify yourself. Know who you are, what you believe in, and where you want to go. Steps to follow that can lead to your success. Jamaica Magazine continues tomorrow, same time, same station. In the meantime, there's more information on our website, jis.gov.jm, and on Twitter @JIS News. If you've got ideas for future programs, send them to Jamaica Magazine @jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.